Well, as we celebrate 70 years of broadcasting here at 9 News, we're reflecting in many ways, including remembering some of our viewers' favorites. That would certainly include Susie Wargin. You still hear her on the Broncos games, rocking on 103.5 The Fox, and of course, like everyone else in the world, she has a podcast.
But mine's a really good podcast, Tom.
Susie's busy, but she's here today. Of course, she was such a big part of Mornings at 9 News for about a decade. And when you came in and started doing that, that was a jump for you from radio to television. Was it a leap?
Huge. Yeah. And honestly, Tom, for 9 News to take a chance on me, I'd only done radio. I hadn't done TV. And so they were kind enough to let me do an internship here in the spring of 2001. So I was working at the radio station at KBPI, at KOA, had a 1-year-old, and coming in here and interning in the sports department on the weekends. And my husband's like, what's happening? And I'm like, it'll all work out, I promise.
So I have to ask you, because you're as famous for your hair as anything, when you started, women are always getting picked on, and pushed to do different things. Were you told to change your hair, or did viewers want you to do something there?
Here I was told to straighten it
Iron
because nobody
out?
had curly hair at that time. So it was really very different to have this look. And straightened does not look very good. And if there was any kind of rain, it became a big, huge helmet. And I would get comments about that sometimes.
So you shrugged it off. You said not doing it.
Well, for 3 years I did it. And then when I got the morning show job, I told our news director, I said, Patty, I can't get up that early and straighten it. It takes way too long. Can I please wear it curly?
So it's not as much a courageous stand as I just want to sleep some.
I just want to have a few extra minutes of sleep. Exactly. Yeah.
You came from rocking out. You still rock out. You were known as a DJ, and you had all the bands and all that sort of stuff. Was credibility hard to come by, both as a DJ and as a woman?
You know, that's an interesting question. I think, I've always been a student of whatever it is I'm doing, whether it's music or sports, and trying to always make sure that I'm educated and I know what I'm talking about. And so, were there mistakes made? Absolutely. When I came to TV and I'd say a name wrong, or when I was in radio and said a name wrong, that would happen. And do I feel like we get roasted sometimes a little more than others? Probably so, but it was few and far between, so I didn't let it deter you. I mean, they bug you, and you get the one nasty email and the 10 good emails, and you remember the nasty one, but you try not to, but yeah.
So when I see Katie Wingy and Jenny Kavnar and Romy Bean and Ariel Arsuto here, I mean, there are a lot of women who are working in sports right now, but when you started, you weren't.
It was me and Marcia Neville. And that was about it. And Linda Bruin was over at the Rockies as a writer, so there were very few of us that were in the press conferences, and so it was kind of, but what's nice is that I never felt from guys, you, Zap, all the guys that were covering sports at the time, very welcoming. Never felt like I was, not quite the same as a woman. So, which was nice. And then I think from there, it's really opened the door for all these other gals to get in. I'm so proud of all of them. They're so good. You're
also proud of your CSU Rams. You're always rooting for them. You got the Broncos sidelines still. But you grew up in Broomfield, and when we talk about 70 years in 9 News, were there people you remember who said, that's what I want to do? I want to be like him or her? Or...
Ed Sardella spoke at my graduation in 1988, and I thought I was in heaven. I'm like, Ed Sardella is at my graduation. I can't even believe how they got this guy here. So I grew up 9 News through and through. It was Mike Landis. It was Ed. That's all my parents watched. So for me to come to this station and be behind that desk was absolutely incredible. I mean, I never would have thought I would have done that.
Well, you always came right through. Viewers always loved you. It came right through the TV, and we love hearing you now and all your different events. You have a podcast, I'm told.
I do have a podcast, yes. It's called Cut, Traded, Fired, Retired. And actually, I think you'd enjoy it as somebody who knows a lot about sports. It's all the athletes and coaches, then all of them have had at least one of those things happen. A lot of them have more than one.
None of us have had it happen.
I know. And the whole point is to gather a nugget for our lives from them. I always ask them, hey, how do you deal with setbacks and disappointments and move on? And it's been really interesting. We have so many that still live here. It's been very easy, and they all come to the studio, the iHeart studios, and they've been great.
Well, check that out, and it's always good to see you, Susie. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you. And now I have your phone number because you texted me today.
Ooh, now I'm in trouble. Thanks, Susie.